Heyo, I'm FXTricat, and Minecraft has a strange relationship with capes. Here are all of the ones which have been obtained by more than 300 Minecraft users. As you can see, there's one a year between 2011 and 2016 when it doubled to 2, and then they just kind of dropped off for 5 years back until 2021, where they got back to their usual pattern until 2024 where they quadrupled it, which means that now the capes which used to be for the few are for the many, which sounds like a good thing, but is that actually a devaluation? Well, the answer is yes, and sort of on purpose too, but first, obviously, let's get that fourth cape of 2024. I can't be having only 3/4 of them. Like most people, I completed all of the challenges as soon as I humanly could. However, one of the challenges was released one day by day, which means you had to have waited 7 days for this to happen, which is completing all 7 of the painted puzzle challenges in the mysterious cave, which means I need to go to the top of the mountain and I need to go to a castle with a frog and wave at it. Let's go do those things. Like most things in life, this is made substantially easier with a kebab, and now I'm getting one of the most unique views that is out there. Well, I mean, it's not that unique because there's someone else here, but look at us enjoying this together. I think I forgot to bring a firework with me. I hope that inside here I get one. I didn't. Whoopsie. Can I have one of those, buddy? Let's go grab it. Right before the second Elytra spot, there is a castle, and honestly, the fun thing about this is so many other people are doing it that I don't even need to show you the fact that you can wave to get in there. So you wave by using the emote key, which is Z on PC by default, I think. Or you can wait here politely for someone else to do it for you. I don't believe in emotes. Okay, let's clap the door open. Oh, a puzzle stage has been completed. But at the end of it, as you can see, there's a frog prince, and he's gonna... Okay, you know, I've learned from my Minecraft streams that you've always got to kiss the animal. And hey, that did it. He's a regular prince now, and he'll give me a crown. But also, that's 7 out of 7 challenges complete, which means yes! I just ruined it, though, by pressing A through it. No, the music! It's all wasted! There was a cool animation that I was meant to get, but I messed it up somehow. Oh. I wonder if you can use this as a shortcut in any way. I highly doubt it, but there was just a castle there the whole time hanging out in the midst of the game. And so after a long week, I have 15% and a full cape reward. How do I get that cape, though? As you can see, well, actually, I should have a cape on right now. If you are playing the Bedrock version of the game, it's found right here in your cape collection. You usually have to restart the game once or twice or wait 15 minutes. So I'll do precisely that now. Hey, I've got it! The MCC 15th year cape is officially mine. And if you're curious as to how to get this on Java, or if you're curious about why there is such a big cape divide between the two, and why it is that I think this is actually the best way for Minecraft to do capes, the way they should do them from now on, well, let's explain that in today's video, starting with the first and most important bit, which is how do you get this cape on the Java edition? And the answer is, right now, you can't. It's going to take a few weeks, but it's been confirmed by a Nox crew member, so not Mojang directly, but someone who worked very closely with Mojang to make this, that you will be able to move over the cape. It will move from Bedrock to Java automatically. Indeed, as you might notice if you've unlocked any of the recent Bedrock capes, they've actually all moved over to Java by default. The only ones that you have there that you won't have on Bedrock are the Minecon capes from 2011 through 2016, the migrated capes, and all the other special Java-only capes for the weird things they have, but every other cape that you've unlocked will automatically move, including, interestingly, the Cherry Blossom, which I don't think most people expected. Although, also interestingly, excluding the Pride cape, which is another layer of fascinating. But yeah, we can put any of these capes on our Java skin. I'll put the rarest one on for now, but soon I'll be able to put my 15-year cape on, and I recommend going out and getting one, even though it's controversial. So this isn't just amongst my audience. I got a lot of comments saying, wow, why do I have to play the Bedrock edition for a Java cape? But if I found the random YouTube section of a recent Ant Venom video about capes, and one of the very top comments was saying, well, I would like to do it, but it's all on Bedrock. And I think that's such an interesting attitude that a lot of Java players literally won't play Bedrock even to get one of the most valuable things in their opinion. You know, doesn't it say that something like, oh yeah, a lot of Bedrock players would play Java recreationally for fun, but Java players are like, no matter what you give me, even if it's fun and it's free and it's a great time, I'm not going to play the bad version of the game. I like my salmon medium and I can't deal with it. There's something fascinating about that. that, but also there's something fascinating about the idea that you do have to earn a Java cape on Bedrock, right? So why is it that if you're a Java player, you have to play the Bedrock version of the game just to get a cape? Well, actually, the funny thing about this is that Bedrock capes and Java capes are very separate. There are lots of very fun capes which are only available on Java. You probably noticed my cape collection is different on Java, and that there are all sorts of fun capes that you just won't have access to on one version or the other. This is something that they only started changing recently with those 2024 capes. All 4 of those were originally planned as Bedrock capes, and then later they just decided, yeah, I guess we could give these to Java as well. I guess someone somewhere high up said, wait, why don't we do cape parity? Because parity is the big word for Minecraft right now, and so that is why all 4 of these 2024 capes came out, and that is why, really, even though it might seem ridiculous that you have to play Bedrock to get a Java cape, think about it the other way around. There is a Bedrock cape that came out to promote a Bedrock event, the Bedrock MCC server, and this was something which a lot of Java players asked nicely if they could have on the Java version of the game, and Mojang just immediately said, yeah, sure, I guess. You know how jealous that makes me as a Bedrock player? We will talk about Java features which they are, duty-bound to port to Bedrock, and they'll just say, nah, actually, I don't know about that one. We can talk about the Bedrock exclusives that we love in the game and which they should port to Java rather than ruining for both Java and Bedrock, and they'll say, nah, actually, it's easier just to remove this from Bedrock, like with Shattered Savannah Grass and like with the boats and horses. It is crazy to me how many things that have just not come to Bedrock because I guess we don't talk loud enough as a community. I guess we don't have enough people who are actively, lobbying Mojang in the back rooms. One of the things I always try to do when I play with Mojang people is get them to play the Bedrock edition for a bit. I think there are lots of Mojang employees who main the Java edition or who got hired because they play a lot of Java and who don't necessarily realize how many differences there are in the Bedrock version, and I think that's why Java players' concerns, it's oh yeah, we should fix that, and Bedrock players' concerns, it's I don't understand what those guys are even complaining about, and so the Java cape being obtainable on Bedrock is a silly thing, sure, but the fact that they made the Bedrock cape obtainable on Java is what the ridiculous thing really is. So the second thing I want to discuss today is whether this devalues capes, and I think the answer is almost certainly yes. It doesn't devalue your specific cape, but it does devalue the concept more broadly, and I think a great way to think about this would be Lamborghinis. These are expensive vehicles, as best I understand. I've never really sought after one, but it'll cost you $250,000, and it's a very expensive supercar, and because it's so expensive and because it's so fast and all the other things, it's a very exclusive item. But if Lamborghini tomorrow brought out a really, really budget car, it's a 10th of the price, it wouldn't matter how good it was, even if it's the exact same car, just genuinely a lot cheaper, the fact that it was more accessible to more people would remove some of the prestige that came with owning a Lamborghini. If literally anyone can do it, then it does remove some of the prestige from being able to do so. This is one of the weird things about humanity as a whole, but it is something that applies specifically right here. Capes have lost some value because there are lots more. Maybe some people will say, oh yeah, there's the OG capes and they're worth something, but because there are more capes out there, each individual cape means less, and whereas it used to be there were just a few tens of thousands of people who had access to any cape whatsoever, now there are literally hundreds of thousands who have just the newest cape, and it's millions on the Bedrock version. Basically every player who has been actively playing at any point in the last few years now has access to a cape of some form, and that is something which sounds bad if you're the sort of person who likes to gatekeep and say, no, but it was great before, but here's my opinion, devaluations aren't good or bad. I know a lot of people hear that and they're thinking of inflation, or they're thinking of the idea of wait, my stuff is going to be worth less now, but actually think about it this way. This is why it's actually awesome. Minecraft could have devalued capes in the most generic, predictable way, given their current love of microtransactions and their current love of cosmetics. They could have sold capes. This was my big fear. I have been mentioning it in video after video that this is one of the most logical ways that Minecraft can make money, because no one is going to buy your dumb SpongeBob, or rather a few thousands of people are going to do it, but literally tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people would buy a cape if it was $2 and came with something cool, and so Minecraft could make lots of money selling capes, but they've decided not to. Instead, they've done the devaluation of capes, they've done the releasing of a bunch of new capes in the best way possible, where they've made it merit-based in some way. I would argue that this new server isn't actually meritocratic. I would argue it's a kind of a time-based thing, but it's still saying that in the same way that those old Minecon capes were a reward for being at a physical convention, they're a reward for being at a very special point in time, this new MCC cape, and to a much lesser extent the other 3 that came out, this new cape is specifically rewarding you for going onto a server and actually doing some fun stuff. You prove your Minecraft skills at parkour, You prove your Minecraft skills at speedrunning to some extent. You prove your Minecraft skills in all of these different areas, and really your puzzle solving, or even just your ability. Even if you just look up a guide, you're at least proving that you're joining the community for a little bit. You're able to find some information and have this shared experience, and that is something that is awesome. I love the way that they gave out this new cape, because they decided that instead of doing it in any of the other ways where it's either been random or it's been based on spending a lot of money at a Minecraft event, effectively, you know, my Minecon 2015 cape is a pay-to-win cape. It's something that I had to spend $100 and something to be able to get. The same with Minecon 2016. Instead of saying you have to spend money and get a rare ticket and be here, they're like, yeah, actually, if you're committed, if you want to just put in a few hours of game time, you can have a cool cosmetic to show, and that cosmetic will be with your account for the rest of its life, and that's something that's cool to think. If Minecraft is going to be a 50-year game, people will look back to today and be like, oh, do you remember those old days when they were just turning 15 years old? And that is something I love about basically any memorabilia. That's why when the you know, the Xbox 360 marketplace, the ability to buy games and DLC went away yesterday, I needed to jump on it one last time. That's the reason I own Minecraft Story Mode on disc, even though they're legally not allowed to sell that game. That's why I'm so excited for the Longboy 2nd Edition, by the way. It's available for just 4 more days. Please don't miss your opportunity to get one before it's gone. But I love this kind of ability to show your place in time with a game, and most games I wouldn't care about. If you offer me a Fortnite cosmetic or a Call of Duty cosmetic, I don't think I'll be playing those games in 10 years, but with Minecraft, I know that I will. This is a game I have a special connection with, and even if you think that you're just the sort of player who's gonna jump in once a year, I'll be honest, you probably didn't watch this video, but if you are that sort of player, having that cape for the future is pretty darn great, and so please don't miss your chance to get one of it's the last cape for 2024 most likely, and also don't miss your chance to maybe get some more in the future. And if you're watching this, Mojang, really awesome job. Thank you for making it something that takes some actual time, and I think that's something that's interesting by itself. I don't think more time would be valuable, but I would love to see something that is a bit more focused on the effort or the skill, and that would also be great, because if it was based on something like win X number of games, then it would encourage people to actually play collaboratively. Even when you completed your cape, you could go on the server and you could feel like you're doing a good thing, helping other people out, whereas if we're being honest, right now, everyone's going in there with their own very particular niche goal, and most of it just feels like it's a step between you and doing that fun goal. So that is something I would love to see, is challenges which are based more around winning or more around skill, or doing something interesting in that way, kind of like how achievements are. But either way, I am very excited. I finally got my cape. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I was in a national park, Exmoor, so I didn't have any signal, even though I was desperately trying, but what I did see was some ponies, which is fun. And if you want to see some ponies, then make sure you get your cape. That you won't see ponies that way, but maybe it will help you. And also make sure you check out the Longboy. There's just 4 days left to potentially get your hands on one, and then it's going to be gone forever. One of my big beliefs is this kind of like marking out history, and you have an opportunity to do that, both for the Longboy and for the cape. You have a week left to do it. Do both, honestly. Buy yourself a Longboy, get yourself a cape, and make sure you have yourself a good day, because I know I'm going to. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!